Hey, what's going on, everybody? All my YouTubers, fellow Uberteers and Lifters out there. Dustin with Uber Driver 101 here. And well, this is the wrap up of my crazy weekend. For those who didn't know, you can check the other two videos I have. But in the last 2 days, I made $337 in 9 hours. Then I went ahead and did yesterday. I only did 9 trips with Uber. I made 20 bucks in tips. I put 20 in gas, and I only made 105 with those trips. So in total, for the entire weekend, from Friday to Sunday, I put in 14 hours, and I made 442 bucks. And then, of course, I deduct 30%, so that way, you know, for my taxes, because you want to plan ahead. So it was 132 bucks for taxes or whatever. So in total, I made actual 310 bucks for 14 hours. Which, you know, hey, wasn't that bad. Yesterday didn't go as crazy as my other 2 days. I did, however, my last trip, which kind of like ticked me off, and then I was like, I was heading towards home anyways. This guy, I pick him up from the liquor store, you know, ooh, big shocker. He gets in the car, I look at this thing, he's only going like, you know, maybe 10 minutes down the road. Howdy. Hey, Alex. But this guy's only going 10 minutes down the road, right? So as soon as he gets in my van, he's like, oh, yeah, this is nice and everything, you know. XL, you know, big whoop, getting UberX prices. Of course it's nice. But anyways, he gets in the car. It literally is 10 minutes away, maybe a couple blocks, you know. As soon as we get in, not even a minute later, Iron goes, bing, and it canceled trip. Yes, it is, Alex. Yes, it is. But this guy, he gets in, and literally a minute later, all of a sudden, just bing, cancels. And I'm looking at him the whole time in the rearview mirror, and I'm like, everything all right back there? And he's like, yeah. I was like, your trip just canceled on me. He was like, what? No. I was looking at the app. All of a sudden, it did that. I'm like, nah, it doesn't all of a sudden do that. You had to have canceled that. And he's like, no, I'm sorry. He's like, well, we're almost there. Just go ahead and take me. And you know what? Sometimes, if you go ahead and take them anyway still, that Uber will compensate you or whatever. But I've had it where they didn't. So, nope, never again. Fuck that. I will never take someone and then hope that I'm going to get paid. No. And as soon as it says cancel, I am no longer covered under Uber's insurance. And it is all me. And I don't know about the rest of y'all, but I ain't going down for nobody. Especially nobody I know and for like a $6 ride. I don't think so. But so I'll go ahead and pull over real quick. I'm like, all right, sir, well, you're gonna have to get out or re-request me. He's like, oh man, I don't have any more money on my card. And when I was like, well, I'm sorry, sir, you shouldn't have canceled your trip. Yep, that's true, Alex. You're exactly right. You never know. You could have surprise shoppers, as they like to say. People think. Well, I guess not think. I guess this has actually happened in like New York and stuff like that. That Uber has sent people out there, or the cops, undercover cops. You just never know who's going to get in your vehicle and see if you're going to, you know, take them for a cash ride. Oh, and let me tell you what, that ain't worth it. I actually had one friend that did do that, and he got busted, and he got a ticket. He got kicked off both platforms. It was not cool. And I told him not to. But, you know, just like everything else we do, you can give people information. It doesn't mean they're going to use it. So, yeah. So back to the story, though. I pulled over and I'm like, all right, sir, you're going to have to get out or re-request me. And he's like, you know, I don't have any more money. And I'm like, well, I'm sorry. You shouldn't have canceled the trip. That's no longer my problem. He starts giving me attitude, you know, and I'm like, well, we can solve this one of two ways. I can call the cops or you can just get the fuck out. You know, he's like, oh, I'm going to 1-star you and everything else. I was like, don't worry, I'm going to be doing right back at you. You know, it's all good. So I sent Uber a message saying what this guy was trying to do to me and everything. And if he did 1-star me, it never came through. So, but I still gave him the 1-star because, you know, fuck that. We don't do free rides. And riders know by now all these little extra tactics and whatnot that they can do to get over on people. And let's face it, man, I mean, sometimes they think we're making bank. You know, with all this upfront pricing and everything else that Uber's done, people think we're making out like bandits. Like, I'm sure people have seen, You know, you end a trip and you're done. You look at the riders, like you ask them to see their phone. They'll show you what they paid. They paid like $45 or something, and you only get like 17. And it's like, yeah, yes, we know that's less than 50%, and I'm sure that pisses everybody off. It pisses me off too. But we all know we signed this stupid new agreement with where you only get paid for time and miles, which it is what it is, but it still sucks, especially with them raising the riders' rates and everything. And it's like, what the fuck, Uber? Come on. And then of course, all this new crap. I don't know if anybody's heard about Lyft. I guess was kind of doing the same thing and cheating people out. And you would think Lyft. Oh, wow. See, you were lucky there, Alex. Man, oh man. More power to you. That's awesome. Whew, to get people to actually make up the fare. Oof, you're doing something good. But it is crazy how people think that we actually make all that money when we really don't. It would be really nice if we did, but hey, it is what it is right now. Hopefully, I don't want to say, you know, rumor or anything else, but there has been talk about them possibly raising our rates, but if it is, it's going to be like a quarter or 50 cents. So nothing big. And since I don't actually have any concrete evidence, proof, whatever, that, you know, I'm not going to be spreading that rumor or say anything. But since we're on the subject, I just at least wanted to mention it a little bit. But as everything else, I'll believe it when I see it, because lately shit's just been crazy and hectic. But anyways, my weekend warrior, at least I did pretty decent, I think, from my market, Tampa, Florida. After paying my 30% to the side, which some people do, some people don't, I would have made $442, but instead I ended up with $310, putting that money to the side for 14 hours. And in those 14 hours, I did not drive around the entire time, okay? In those 14 hours, I might have been online driving for like, I'm going to say at least 10 to 11. All right, and then of course, Saturday's hiccup with the drunk chick, or the drunk chicks, but the one was the actual pain in the ass to me. So besides all that, but that was on Lyft, so that didn't really count. So I mean, I guess I wasted probably an extra hour on that, but such is life. Still, $15, $310 divided by 14 hours. That's still pretty good, and that's after my taxes. Now, if you want to do car expenses and everything else, I took out gas, and of course you can't really judge miles and, time to your next oil change and everything, because that's just inevitable. At least I don't. Oh yeah, you definitely, yeah, that is true, Alex, yes, and thank you. Yeah, you always want to just be at those hot spots. That's also how you can catch surge really good. People don't ever realize that, but if you're just sitting in the area, you can have your app on, but you don't have to be online yet. But if you know all your good hot spots, you just sit around and chill. If you sit around and chill long enough, it's eventually going to surge. And when it does, then you just click your app on, and you'll be one of the first people there. And then you're not chasing the surge, because voila, you're in it. Now, I'm sure people have heard everything that's going on about, I guess Uber stealing our surge pricing, which all they're going to do is they're just going to take away the multiplier and give us an actual dollar amount. Now, I've talked to a couple people in the Charlotte market where this has been testing for like almost, the last year or 6 months or some crap. And at first, everybody hated it, and it looked crappy and everything else. And of course, you definitely don't want to end up looking at what the rider pays for on those, because that'll definitely piss you off. But I guess it's pretty decent on the fact of, if the surge goes away and you still were online, it still says your next ride is going to be X amount dollars more. So if it's like in a $10 range, no matter what, your next ride will be $10 added on. So I guess in a way that's kind of cool for all the people that do chase the surge and end up killing it, as we say, even though just because it's surging doesn't mean people are requesting rides. So in a way, it doesn't seem too bad, but since I haven't actually experienced it firsthand, I'm still reserving my thoughts on it until I actually have to deal with it. But just from hearing other people, a lot of people have mixed things about it. Some people hate it really bad. Some people don't mind it and they like it. So I guess it's just really depending on your preference. Personally, as far as I know, since I haven't seen the new surge in person, I like what we already have going on. So for them to change it like that is really, you know, fucked up in a way, because we already know they're doing it only to take more and not pay us as more, so, or as much. But from what I understand, here soon it will be rolling out, and most of the markets, I think it extended to 4 more markets. I'm not 100% sure. When I do, I will get back to everybody and let everybody know on that. But other than that, we're just going to have to take it one day at a time, one ride at a time, and hope either Uber wises up or Lyft gets smarter. Because I guarantee you, if Lyft was to raise their rates, every fucking driver would switch straight over to Lyft immediately. Everybody would. And we all know this. And heck, in a way, I think Lyft has a little bit better to offer, honestly. I mean, what, their sign-up bonus is an actual bonus. You get paid extra money each trip until you complete, instead of Uber, where there's still some markets that are bonuses, but I'd say probably like 70 to 80% of them converted to guarantee amounts, where if you make that amount, you know, you don't get anything extra. If you make under it, Uber will cover the difference, and that way, so if you had $400, you made $350, they'll give you $50. You know what I'm saying? So some of that's like, eh. But I don't know about you guys, but on my app, all the time, every day, I get these streak bonuses. And it says if I do 3 or 4 trips between this time or whatever, I'll get an extra $10, $15. So that's kind of cool to me. The only thing I don't like is their whole acceptance rating, when they have to try to keep that in there when you're trying to go for the, you know, the actual like bonus that they have. So everybody always make sure you take screenshots of your acceptance rating at the end of the day, because I've seen even somebody else earlier in my Uber Lyft Driver 101 group that they had logged off. It said 90%, and then they logged back on. It was like 88%. And they were, you know, it took them out of the bonus range because they fell below the requirements. Well, they went ahead and had the screenshot and were able to get that fixed. So that's always smart. Just like with any surge ride, anything like that, always screenshot if you can. I know it's not always possible and, you know, always feasible. You have the time, but if you can do it, do it. And for all those people that always freak out when they're almost dropping somebody off and they get a new ping, accept it. Okay? I mean, if you want to continue, of course, just accept it. And if these people suddenly want to take a stop or anything like that, the other people know what you're doing. They understand that you're on another ride, and if they want to cancel, they can cancel on it, but it won't affect you at all. That won't affect your rating if they cancel when you have a backup trip. So don't worry about that at all. Yeah, other than that, everything's got to get better, man. It really does. We can always hope. Ride count went up after a night. Yeah, see? Yeah, see, you probably even saw it too, Alex. Yeah, so you just never know, man, because these companies, just like with people with referrals. I know a lot of people get referrals and whatnot, and when they complete, you better keep on them, because if you don't, you'll just lose out on money. They'll try to tell you it'll be in your next pay statement or something like that. And if you didn't take screenshots, all of a sudden it'll disappear from your list, and then bam, you're just asked out. And that's just how it goes. Because, yes, we know Uber and Lyft are both out to make money. We're all out to make money. Are they being greedy? Definitely. Is there anything we can do about it? Not very much. Unless everybody somehow got organized, and then you're going to have unions and all this other shit, and I didn't sign up for that. You know, they should be able to do this on their own. I guess New York's got something going on where they're trying to get minimum wage or better pay or something. They had like 15,000 people trying to sign this thing, but that's good for New York. That doesn't mean they're going to do it down here, and hell, that doesn't even mean it's going to go through in New York. For all we know, that's going to cause more problems and fuck us even more. Oh, I don't know. But that's why I always tell people, have your tip box, have your tip signs, always use the phrase at the end of every trip, use the closing phrase. You've been a 5-star passenger. Hope you enjoyed your ride. Stay safe and have a great day. Something simple like that, and people rate you. And when they rate you, they see the tip option, and odds are they're going to tip you. Well, let me rephrase that. I'm sorry. People that are going to tip will tip. People that won't tip are just not going to tip. But always engage with your passengers. That way you can try to make them laugh, break the ice, whatever it is you want to try to do to try to get those extra tips. I always suggest doing it. And remember, this is not just driving, okay? So whatever else you do, if you want to promote, you want to sell candy, I'm not sure about actually. You know what? I actually tried that one time, and I got less tips with a tie. When I actually was all dressed up, had a tie and everything, I actually got less tips. I think they thought I was just like a stuck-up asshole or something. I don't know. Which, I'm sure, as you can see when I talk, I don't sound like a snob. At least I don't think I do. So I didn't really understand that at all. And then the next day I went out there with just a normal t-shirt, you know, not even a dress shirt. And I went to the same area. I had 2 of the same passengers, which is crazy. And I made like 50, 60 bucks in tips. So do I think dressing up really helps? No. But I think you definitely don't want to dress too far down that you just look like a hobo and you're going to rob and rape somebody. You definitely don't want that. Oh, man. Well, all right, guys. I don't want to take up anybody's time. Just wanted to show everybody how my weekend went. Hope everybody else's weekend went great. It's Monday, so go ahead and start those new goals. You know what I'm saying? You got to make a plan, stick to it. You want to make X amount of money for the week, go ahead and say, I'm going to make $100 today, $100 tomorrow. Take off a day, because we all know, like what? Most markets, Wednesday, Thursday is the shitty days. Mondays and Fridays are always really good, especially for airport runs, for people that like to do airport runs, because that's when people go out of town on business meetings. Monday, and then they usually come back Friday. Best times I always think to drive are early in the morning, between 4 or 5 a.m. to 10, 11 a.m. And then, of course, bam. Oh, LAX place car. Oh, nice, man, nice. Yeah, LAX has its like own rules. It's like its own world over there. Hell, Cali alone is like its own different thing. Cali and New York and Texas. Those are the 3 states that are like totally different from the rest of us. Oh, man. All right, everybody. Always check the description below. Everybody, please stay safe out there. Dash cams are always highly recommended. Like, comment, subscribe. Always give it the thumbs up. If you enjoyed the video, go ahead and keep doing your thing. Always do you. No problem, Alex. Thanks for chatting with me as well. Everybody just keep doing their own thing. Don't take shit from nobody. Remember, this is your ride, and you can take any ride you want. And everybody just, yeah, try to stay positive. Try to stay positive. All right, everybody. Stay safe. Uber, Lyft on. Get your money.